Hi everyone, it's James here from Pro Tools Expert. Now we're outside the studio for today's review. Different, I know, but you'll see where this is going shortly. I have two pet hates with gear. The first one is that if you spend £1,000 on a guitar, I have a thing called the 20% rule. £1,000 on a guitar, you should at least spend £200 on the case. And that's a rule that I have for any piece of gear I buy, or certainly any piece of gear that leaves the studio. The second one is I have an absolute pet hate and phobia of people who put very expensive microphones like this Sontronics Saturn on a stand that's worth about 20 quid. Now that does not make sense in my world. These things, okay, this is not the most expensive microphone in the world, but surely it's got to be worth more than a £20 stand from Tandy's or Maplin's or Radio Shack, depending on where you are in the world. Which is why we're outside, because I want to show you this baby. This is now the baby of the range of Latch Lake mic stands. This is the 1100, the MicKing 1100, and I just thought I would take a couple of minutes to show you exactly why I bought one of these things, because they are absolutely awesome. And if you're suspending microphones which cost, let's face it, significantly into four figures fairly often, it makes sense to put them on a decent stand. So I thought I'd just tell you why I got one of these things and exactly how well they're and how beautifully they're crafted. So let's start with the important bit. So it does quite literally start down here at the base of things. The legs are solid bars. This is a cast frame section, so I could jump up and down on this thing. And unlike other manufacturers of mic stand, this is not going to give way. It's not made of plastic. It's not going to fall over and cause the stand to wobble. All these parts, should they fail, are completely replaceable. The actual mechanism is really nice. If I wanted to tighten it up a little bit so it's nice and tight, I can do. Standard Latch Lake kind of securing mechanism. Really, really nice, really easy to use. It's heavy, but trust me, if I'm putting mic stands on this that are worth a few quid, I want it to be heavy. So let's move up to the center section now. So we're now halfway up the mic stand, give or take, and we found another one of these amazing clamps. And this is our main height adjustment. And it goes quite high. They do variations of their other microphones for height and weight and length and things, but the 1100 comes in a standard size. Again, it's the same kind of clip mechanism. If I want to, if I think I'm not quite tight enough, I can adjust this knurled knob there, do it up. But trust me, it's not going anywhere, and I was putting all my weight on it at that point. So let's go up to, let's pull this down a little bit because I'm feeling vertically challenged. Let's have a look at the main kind of adjustment section in the middle. Okay, so we're now getting to the business end of this thing. First of all, we've got the kind of rotation control. So that's that bit. And there's two more of those knurled knobs around here. So I can set a different level of tension on the angle setting. Trust me, that's going nowhere. And then I've got a similar kind of arrangement for the boom itself. And again, two knurled knobs around here, which I can do up. And that really is going nowhere, which is really quite cool. If I find it's just too big or too heavy, I can unscrew the counterweight, but you'll also see that I can screw more counterweights on the end. So if I've got a particularly big, heavy microphone, I can keep adding counterweights to balance it out. But I've got a fair few mics in my collection, and so far, I haven't had that problem. Okay, so moving back a level, we've got another one of these amazing clamp arrangements for the second, like the extension of the boom, if you like. And then on the end, I've actually chosen to put on a spin grip, but it is an optional extra, and if I take that off, you've just got a normal, larger size of mic mount. But I'm going to put the spin grip back on. And then I'm going to wind onto here my Saturn. So, spin grip, spin mount, wind that on there. Lock it off with the lock nut. Now, let's just see exactly how ridiculous we can make this. So, all the way out, all the way out, and all the way up. Again, let's just spin that around a little bit so the legs work as they should. And I'm totally happy with £1,000 worth of microphone sat up there, probably 8-9 feet in the air. Quite convincing. Maybe a bit of common sense would say pull that back that way a little bit to get the counterbalance a bit better. But still, quite happy leaving that all the way up in the air. So there you go. The Latch Lake MicKing 1100. Check one of these out. They are absolutely fab. I believe in it so much, this one's actually mine. I've been James from Pro Tools Expert, and I'll see you again soon for another gear review.